And there were protests on the West Bank today with people holding a demonstration at the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office over the killing of Modesto Reyes. Reyes was shot and killed by deputies after a chase, and police say he had 2 guns, but protesters and Reyes' family are skeptical. Here's Paul Dudley.
Shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
In front of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office in Harvey, crowds gathering with a message for those paid to protect and serve.
We make these people accountable and responsible.
So as we're here in the memory of Modesto, Lord.
The protest was planned for Modesto Reyes, a 35-year-old black man fatally shot by a Jefferson Parish deputy. The sheriff claims that Reyes was pointing a gun at the deputy when it happened. There is taser video, but the family claims they've never seen it.
We demand that Mr. LaPinto, Sheriff LaPinto, come out this building right now and show this family the video. Don't shoot.
From the sheriff's office, the crowds flocked to the street.
These wounds that we have is not healed. It's not healed. And we gonna walk, we gonna march, we gonna protest until we get these wounds healed. My biggest fear is the police in Jefferson Parish. All my life they have harassed me just because of the color of my skin.
The Reyes case is just the latest one of these cases in Jefferson Parish. Kevin Robinson was killed more than 2 years ago in Old Jefferson during a pursuit. Chris Joseph and Davari Robertson were killed during a drug bust last year in front of an IHOP in Terrytown.
We know no justice, no peace. Can't have it until Modesto Reyes' family gets justice.
What's your message to the sheriff's office?
Put the body cameras on. 72 hours. Within 72 hours, put those body cameras on.
The sheriff's office did not respond to requests for comment.
Don't shoot.
Paul Dudley, Eyewitness News.
And the DA's office has still not released their findings in the Kevin Robinson case or the IHOP shooting. The Reyes case will likely be investigated by them, but they say they have not been handed the case from the sheriff's office.